Here we have elementary schools, we have middle schools, high schools. The worst of it right now in the, let's see, this is off of Passetti Road. We have, again, let's see, Legendary Drive. This is literally World Commerce Parkway. We're talking about International Golf Parkway. We're talking about the Buc-ee's that sits right off of that area. I mean, a very, very heavily traveled spot in town. World Commerce Parkway, World Golf Village Boulevard, Royal Pines Parkway. If any of this sounds familiar and you are listening to us right now, really, you do have to be away from the windows.
So right now I got on the screen, we're on Max 1, right? Yeah, okay, so we got this on the screen. This is our debris ball right here, passing right over Samara Lakes. Now, when I say debris ball, I mean something's getting lofted in the atmosphere here, friends. That is a pretty good indicator there is a tornado, because you couple it with the velocity, which shows inbound and outbound winds. We have very obvious rotation. Yeah, you're going to see this debris ball here on top of that. We're scientists. Our job is to take all these factors, put them together. And, you know, if we were out here at a casino right now, I'm betting everything on this is a tornado on the ground right now here, Lauren.
Right. And so for our producers, for our directors, for those of you who are watching at home, that tornado warning, like Robert said, the initial one is now over because it is 11:45, but there is that new warning that is in effect until 12 o'clock. All right, so another 15 minutes here that we have a tornado warning in effect, and it is for St. Johns County only. This is World Commerce Parkway. This is Registry Boulevard. This is International Golf Parkway. Again, this is the 95 corridor right here, and we're talking about a lot of busy spots for this time of day. It's some very strong pockets of wind. This is actually not even the wind. Remember, like Robert said, this is the correlation coefficient.
International Golf Parkway.
Yeah, if we can get
like
any,
511 we can pull up Buc-ee's area.
So this is mile marker 319. This is off of 95, and we have the potential for a tornado possibly on the ground. All right, a tornado on the ground possibly. We don't have actual confirmed reports. Likely very rain wrapped. The rain is falling very quickly right now, but we have a very clear hook here on this reflectivity. We have our notch in our velocity scan. You can see the inbound and the outbound. Lots of lightning strikes actually that are now mostly moving offshore. So World Golf Village here, possibly even some hail in these storms as well. But I would say the biggest threat right now is that wind damage and the potential for the tornado. So State Road 16, right off of 95. Again, if we want to kind of zoom in and get those street levels, again, I think that's going to help try to nail this down a little bit more. International Golf Parkway, I mean, it is on top of them right now. That's where the worst of the weather is. If we go ahead and look at International Golf Parkway, out even east of 95, that's where it's headed. All right, so if we could maybe storm track, Robert, I think that might do us some good because we know where it is right now. This is moving northeast at 45 miles an hour.
Go out all the way to Vilano Beach here.
Yeah, so World Golf Village right now is the most impacted, obviously seeing the strongest of that storm, but I would say by South Ponte Vedra Beach.
You can see that debris
Vilano
ball
Beach.
on the frames here coming across, so that's pretty consistent here as well.
This is Palencia Elementary School. I have done school visits out that way, and I'm sure everyone is away from windows inside. It's the lunch hour. So we're keeping the kids safe today.
So National Weather Service, they just updated their warning. It does say this is a observed tornado on the ground. This is no longer radar indicated.
Okay, so
we have something there on the ground confirmed.
Okay.
Observed tornado.
Okay, so just like Robert said, the National Weather Service confirming a tornado is on the ground right now while we track this live. And we're taking this correlation coefficient. It's a fancy way of saying the potential for some debris being lofted in the atmosphere, being detected by radar. And just like we're seeing this, the worst of this, the brightest of the colors approach 95, we have that rain that's falling right now out on this camera. So we might, in fact, see some of the worst weather move right over this camera. This is off of 95 and International Golf Parkway, exactly where Robert and I are speaking about right now. You can see even a little bit of a hook there. Here. Yep, and some of these storms today, Robert, have gone up 40,000 feet. Think about that. Right now, it looks like this one's more along the lines of 10, 20,000 feet,
well,
but still.
What we're also seeing is the debris ball itself is going up about 10,000 feet.
And so what goes up must come down, right? There's a lot of energy, and it's getting all pulled in that updraft of this thunderstorm. Yep, and so International Golf Parkway. I think we should keep that camera up there because it is very helpful to see the rain falling, even if, again, you are in that warning. It goes until noon for St. Johns County, extended all the way to the coast now. So our debris ball is now passing over that 95 corridor.
And we got that live shot up. Do we have the live camera out of International Golf Parkway area? Because I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, the camera angle's been moved as of now. But this is going to be approaching US 1, so another very busy spot to be driving. I know that's a good way to get back and forth from St. John's and St. Augustine. Again, Palencia Elementary School, we just had an update in that scan there, South Ponte Vedra Beach. This is all going to be moving offshore within 10 minutes. So this is a very fast-moving storm. We've got those very strong winds, and again, just unfortunately a really, really busy pocket of town. Okay, we had that massive tornado watch today that was across the entire area, and here we are in central St. Johns County with this tornado warning. So some strong winds, and I would say as it's continued to pull toward the coast, kind of tightening up a little bit. And a lot of times that happens here in our neck of the woods because the friction of the land headed toward the beaches, it's just helping to wrap up those storms. On top of that, think about our winds, right? It's very gusty out there today, but think about how much stronger they are up in the atmosphere. We've got that jet over us, and so we've got increasing winds with height. Not only that, a little bit of directional shear, which is causing the rotation within these storms. We're looking at the boxes again with the 95 and International Golf Parkway. It looks like, again, correct me if I'm wrong, Robert, but it does look like the rain kind of has subsided a little bit. And so that heavy rain came in, likely the strongest of, now it's passing that 95 corridor. You're on cam too, Robert, by the way. We've got that tornado warning, like Robert is showing you, until noon. That's what you're seeing in the red. If you have that First Coast News app, if you downloaded it like I urged you to do on Good Morning Jacksonville today with the weather notifications turned on and your location enabled, and you're in this polygon, you got that right to your phone, right? Those personalized, tailored warnings here. Palencia Village is kind of next in line, wouldn't you say, Robert?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, so what I'm showing you here is that CC scan. We still have that debris ball. Just to reaffirm, that debris ball is being tracked up to 10,000 feet above ground level. And if you're just joining now, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground, not radar indicated. So yeah, let's go road by road here. We're gonna zoom right in for you, Lauren. And yeah, see the City Water Trail passing just south of International Golf Parkway. And you're right, Palencia, US 1 area, just north of Casacola. These are basically that red light, you know, on US 1 and International Golf Parkway, it always gets backed up right in there. This is where this is going to be crossing over, is right around that area, it looks like, Lauren.
Yeah, and the camera view is getting changed a little bit every now and then to kind of look at the sky a little bit more. But what you see are those gray clouds. You see the overcast skies, you see the heavy rain, likely rain wrapped if there is anything, right? But again, like Robert said, has been spotted, so we do have a tornado out there somewhere within St. Johns County in this corridor between International Golf Parkway and the Palencia Village area. So this is, again, two very busy pockets of St. Johns County, and it's going to continue to pull toward the east. Looks like it's kind of flattening out a little bit, Robert, as far as maybe the tightening of that rotation. If we give a little zoom out here, it does look like the intensity of it maybe not as bright greens, right, that we were seeing a little bit earlier.
So we're just slowly looping it through here. This was at 11:45, very tight. And you're right. I mean, there is still definitely rotation, but we're not seeing it quite as tight as 5 minutes ago.
And so if we pause it here, you see we like to, not what we like to, but you know, more of a straight line wind event would be kind of that straight line and clear definition between the greens and the reds. But when we start to see them twist within one another, like this little notch right here and right here, that indicates the rotation. The fact that we're saying flattening out is kind of like it might be becoming more of a straight line wind event as it nears the coast, and you know, hopefully that tornado no longer on the ground. Right now it's just south of Durban, so you can see that correlation coefficient, that debris ball that we've been tracking, is just south of Durban, crossing and along that US 1 corridor here. This is our velocity map again, so the storm motion of the winds inside the cell. I would say the worst of it is now out of World Golf Village, so folks are going to eventually be able to step outside and see what has happened, and we'll of course make sure to pass along any other reports that come in.
Yeah, right now it does look like this is passing just north of the airport, south Ponte Vedra Beach, also starting to get that impact. So we're talking about all the way up along the coast, along A1A here. That's going to be blowing through there, kind of that tight little corridor. The CC scan did show kind of something there, but I don't think it's quite a debris ball.
Yeah, it looked
like this just north of there,
right.
along US 1. That's
so we're going to be looking at Vilano through South Ponte Vedra Beach. And then up through that, beautiful area where we really don't have a whole lot other than the Guana Preserve. So that's where the worst of this storm is going to continue to pull off the coast. That's kind of just a broad look, but there are, again, those houses that are sitting right along the beach that are going to start to really get rocked by some heavy wind and that rain that's going to blow in. You can still see the rain falling pretty decently out along 95. Again, this is International Golf Parkway, where we did see some of the strongest of that rotation, Robert.
Yeah, and right now I'm just kind of zoomed in on the tornado warning itself after it's gone over International Parkway. We do have the velocity, let's clear this out, right there. So I think that's what we're still looking at for any rotation. It's right in here. So just past like the International Golf Parkway exit, starting to head off. I'm going to zoom right in here for you guys so we get a real good look. So yeah, it's that kind of intersection right there, International Golf Parkway, US 1. Once it crosses east of there, it's going to head across the preserve there and start to move kind of more so out here to A1A, South Ponte Vedra Beach. But right now, we're starting to see this kind of cross. Still a lot of people in this area right along US 1 where the conditions are going to be going downhill really quickly for you. And I want to show you this real quick is that it does look like it's actually a little bit clear on radar just ahead of it. I'm going to try to pull this up. Right here we go.
Coast News Weather Watchers. I mean, I've got it right on my phone here. You all know that I love my weather watchers. So does Robert. And I don't have any reports coming in officially as of yet, other than some folks out in Fernandina who were rocked, about an hour or so ago. But the worst, really, remember, once it comes in, the worst of the weather arrives, and then it's out of there pretty quickly. So World Golf Village starting to look up right now. I would say, still watching the rest of the area in St. Johns County that has that tornado warning until noon, but it's not going to last all that long. All right, looking and zooming in, we're giving a bigger picture right now. There are some severe thunderstorm warnings to the south.
I just did want to let people know that if you are outside of this immediate tornado warning, all the way down to Marion County, a new severe thunderstorm warning was just issued there. Also, if you're getting the rain on the back side of this, we still got a lot of lightning across parts of Duval, Clay, St. Johns County. Just giving everybody a really quick look at the bigger picture and where we're at right now with this tornado warning. And then we are zooming right on in. Now we're talking about St. Johns County, east of International Golf Parkway, talking about Palencia Village, out towards South Ponte Vedra Beach. So it's that stretch right in there.
And no official damage reports as of yet.
No.
So these tornado warning tags, and that's something the Weather Service does, is they have levels of the tornado warnings, and this one had a considerable tag today because it was actually reported on the ground. We indicated it on radar initially, reported on the ground out in St. Johns County, but it does have that considerable tag. So
I'm just going to loop back to 30 minutes for this debris scan, and I want everybody to kind of look right in here.
I'll point it out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, right here.
So
that's
now
when you started noticing it.
We're just tracking that debris ball.
And it got a little larger.
And then it starts to fade right in there.
And so as far as debris goes today with these storms, we were talking about the potential for, some roof damage, some fence damage, some trees that could be down, some power outages possible. Earlier, we did have some power outages reported in Nassau County. We did get a report from that emergency manager just a little bit ago, actually, saying that Buccaneer Trail now reopened after they had a power line down in that area. So that's some good news for my Nassau County
Also,
pals.
just some things I overheard out here. The Clay County Fair has also been delayed.
Okay.
Well, Jack's River Jams also was delayed, right? Somebody just want to give me a shout? till 5:30.
Okay, so and that's
we
not
got some other
delaying it a
delays.
whole lot, right? We showed that Jack's River Jam's forecast this morning, and things are clear as we head into this evening. Of course, there's going to be some puddles out there. There's a lot of rain that's fallen in a very short amount of time, so damaging wind gusts, isolated tornadoes, and then also the flooding potential were our three main hazards today with this batch of storms. Robert's timing this out here with the worst of this storm continuing to race off toward A1A and eventually offshore. I mean, we've got another less than a minute, what, 45 seconds here.
And this has it crossing South Ponte Vedra Beach, that couplet at 12:01. So, I mean, right on with the timing here as this races off towards the north and east. We still got rain behind it though, guys. Just going to pull up the bigger picture real quick. There's still plenty of showers, so you're still going to have lightning in the area. And if you do get those storm reports, make sure you share. We would like it if you share with us, but make sure you share with the National Weather Service as well. Hopefully everybody is safe and we don't really have any significant damage, because that debris ball does show something kind of popping up out there.
And I think that this is going to be allowed to expire. We've got officially 10 seconds, but I would say the Weather Service is just going to allow this to expire at noon. The worst of it is continuing to pull off of the coast. You can see the really heavy rainfall right here, and then again, Robert now putting on the velocity map, and it has significantly changed. I mean, it is not looking nearly as intense as it was earlier, so that is some great news. Of course, we're going to keep an eye on and update everyone on what actually happened, if anything, out in the World Gulf Village area. You can see that we do have the camera changing around on 95, but again, folks, just stay safe out there. You can see all the headlights. The roadways are very, very slick, and this weather continues to roll on through. I think we can go ahead and get on now with First Coast News at noon, now that this warning has expired. We'll give you another weather update, the bigger picture, in just a bit.
This is a severe weather update from the First Coast's most accurate weather team, certified by Weather Rate.
Well, good afternoon to you. Yeah, it's time to reset just a little bit. We have been tracking a tornado. In fact, National Weather Service confirming a tornado in St. Johns County near World Gulf Village. And folks, our weather team between Lauren and Robert Speta have been all over it here for the last half hour watching this. So as we kind of reset a bit with this warning, we know it was set to expire at noon. Lauren Routkrantz continuing our team coverage here of what we were watching there through what began in Clay but really moved into St. Johns County.